So you've decided to give your business some legal formality by setting up an LLC. Great idea. Today we'll outline these 6 crucial steps you'll have to follow to set up an LLC, by yourself or by using services that can make certain steps simpler. By the time you reach the end, you'll be an expert in Louisiana LLCs. Step 3 is a complete walkthrough of filling out the Louisiana Articles of Organization, so head to this time code if that's your primary goal. Step 1, choosing a name for your LLC. The first step, choosing a name, is generally straightforward, but is the most common reason for filing rejections. The main rule is that the name must not resemble one that has already been registered with the Secretary of State. This avoids the risk of one business being mistaken for another, so first order of business, check the name that you chose through the Louisiana Commercial Database. It's free. You can learn more about the Louisiana naming guidelines by visiting our How to Start an LLC in Louisiana page. If the name is available, but you're not quite ready to form your LLC, it's possible to reserve it for up to 120 days by filing a reservation of name. Download and complete Form SS-984 and submit it with the filing fee of $25 to the Louisiana Secretary of State. You can file a name reservation online as well at Louisiana Go Biz. One pro tip, if you found a name, and especially if you're reserving it, now is also a great time to reserve social media handles, email addresses, and a domain if you can find one for a low-risk price. We have links below to search for low-cost domains. It's a frustrating situation to want those items down the line and find that they've been taken. Step 2, appoint a registered agent. LLCs formed in Louisiana are required by law to have an agent. A registered agent is someone designated to receive legal documents on behalf of the business for things like administrative or legal notices and mailings. Not only do they need a street address in Louisiana and to be a legal resident, but they also need to be available during regular business hours. This should be someone you trust to communicate with you, forward you all the non-junk mail, and stay on top of important notices. Individuals that can be an agent include an organizer of the business, like yourself, a corporate entity, a member, an employee, an attorney, an accountant, or say your friend. You can be your LLC's registered agent too, and that's how a lot of business owners do it, for simplicity's sake. Just be aware that the agent's name and address are publicly available and are displayed on the Secretary of State's website and will be associated with your articles of organization. And you'll have to be available to receive service of process at the address provided to the state during normal business hours, Monday through Friday. About 2/3 of our readers end up hiring a dedicated registered agent service. There are many to choose from that offer different services and features, but we personally prefer Northwest. You can check out our reviews to find out more about other services. Northwest and other services tend to cost about $10 per month, which is better than most streaming services these days. Northwest will scan and digitize every piece of mail sent to your LLC, and on top of that, if you file your LLC with them, it'll cost only $29 plus any state filing fees, and you'll get registered agent services free of charge for 1 whole year. If you're a first-time business owner and you aren't confident about things like filing reports on time or want a guiding hand you can call to ask any business question, getting a service like Northwest can give you a lot of confidence, make it simpler to learn the ropes, and generally make life a heck of a lot easier. To sign up with Northwest, you can follow the link below. At TRUiC, our mission is to offer all our resources and information for free, but we support our work by collaborating with affiliates, meaning we may earn a commission on many of the deals we negotiate on your behalf. Full transparency, Northwest is one such commission partner, but we really like Northwest. Step 3, file the Articles of Organization. The next step is to register the Articles of Organization. This is the paperwork that makes you LLC official, so an early congrats. The articles place important information about the LLC on public record. This includes the name, purpose, and duration of the LLC. Remember to include the LLC abbreviation next to your name, which will show your business is a limited liability company. For the purpose article, or line 2, most people will select the first option. You can also define your own operating terms, like what kind of business you're conducting, in your operating agreement. Talk to your business attorney or accountant if you're unsure. The duration article in line 3 might seem confusing, but here's what they mean. A perpetual LLC is an LLC that will continue to exist indefinitely unless members decide to wind it up. By default, Louisiana LLCs have perpetual existence. Other conditions may be introduced as articles on line 4. For example, whether members or managers will manage the LLC or adding your name as the owner. The articles must be filed together with an initial report, which you can find at the bottom of the downloadable sheet. The initial report includes the name and registered office address of your LLC, the name and address of the LLC's registered agent, and the names and addresses of the LLC's first members or managers. The addresses must all be street addresses. There are 3 ways to file the articles of organization, but any which way you do it, the filing fee is $100. Easiest way to do it is to file online, which means signing up at the Louisiana GoBiz website. It's also possible to file the articles of organization in person or by mail. All that's required is to download and complete Form 365. In-person filings can be delivered to this address, while the mailing address is here. An important note, the individual filing the articles of organization, known as the organizer, who signs the Form 365, must have their signature notarized. A real pro tip, try calling your bank or even your local library for this. Many of them have free notaries. If your LLC has already been set up in another state but wants to do business in Louisiana, it will still need to be registered. You'll have to download Form 972 to submit an application for authority to transact business in Louisiana. It's also possible to register your foreign LLC online after signing up at Louisiana GoBiz. Step 4, create an LLC operating agreement. In Louisiana, an operating agreement means an agreement between members about the affairs of a limited liability company and the conduct of its business. It makes sense to put your practices in writing, although you're not legally required to do so. Even if you're the sole member of the LLC, it's a good idea to have a written operating agreement because it may be the only document that shows you own the LLC. In a multi-member LLC, a written agreement is even more important. A written agreement will make it more likely that all members are on the same page. Note also that a copy of the operating agreement is generally required when opening a business bank account or applying for a loan. That's only possible if the agreement is in writing. To help you put together an operating agreement, we've provided a free template on our Louisiana LLC operating agreement page. You'll find a link to that and other important tools below. Step 5, obtaining an LLC EIN. The next step is getting an EIN, which is an employer identification number, which is a federal tax number issued by the IRS. An EIN is required for an LLC with more than one member and any LLC that will have employees. And having an EIN will be required by all banks when you open an account with them, which you should do right away before you conduct any business through your LLC. Getting an EIN is really easy and it's completely free of charge. Just fill out the online form on the IRS website. Big note here, as we know, Google gives lots of sponsored and confusing results. Even though EINs are a federal process, the Google results for file an EIN online are flooded with spam and scam sites, and often their URLs look legit. If you only click one link in the description, make it the file an EIN link. It goes straight to the federal site. Bookmark it. Please be wary of where you put sensitive information. You can also find all official state and federal links on the guides on our site. Step 6, filing a beneficial ownership information report. The last step is filing your BOI report. This is a new reporting requirement under the Corporate Transparency Act. This regulation is designed to clamp down on the use of legal business structures, such as the LLC, for money laundering and other illegal activities. Any LLC that is set up between January 1st, 2024 and January 1st, 2025 must file a BOI report within 90 days of its registration. There is a fine of $591 per day for overdue reports and imprisonment for up to 2 years for deliberately filing false information. Sounds scary, but we have a walkthrough for filling out that document. It's very simple if you already have an operating agreement. Post-formation steps. After you've created your LLC, there are some important things to remember. Keep your business assets and transactions separate from the personal ones in order to maintain the limited liability protection provided by your LLC. Mixing business and personal transactions may allow creditors to pierce the corporate veil, which is the separate legal status of the LLC. They can then take legal action against your personal assets, such as home and car, to recover debts they're owed by your business. You should open a separate business banking account for your LLC. This will help keep business transactions separate. In any event, being a separate legal entity, your LLC should have its own banking account and business credit card. Your LLC must also file an annual report every single year by logging into the Louisiana GoBiz website and paying the $30 filing fee. You should carry out a comprehensive assessment of the risks the LLC is likely to face and determine which risks may be covered by insurance. Some types of insurance, such as auto insurance and workers' compensation, are legally required. Finally, if or when you're able to, consider hiring an accountant who will not only keep the books for your LLC, but provide guidance on financial matters. And there you have it. Now you know the basics of setting up an LLC in the state of Louisiana. Links to all the resources we talked about can be found below this video. We hope you found this video really useful. To find out more, you can check out the rest of our channel and our website. You'll discover lots of free resources and guides in helping to get your Louisiana business off the ground. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, and consider joining our YouTube membership tier if you'd like priority replies in your comments and questions, or if you'd like to suggest a video topic. Thanks again. See you later.